Hello, it's Simon Zucci here, and in this video I'm going to share with you how you can build your portfolio really quickly using what we call momentum investing. Now, when you buy an investment property, let's say the property is £100,000. When you buy a property that's not your own home, you can get a buy-to-let mortgage. Now that's generally 75% of the value of the property, which means you need to put a 25% deposit in. Now, this is where people have a problem. They think, well, I've only got a certain amount of money. If I'm putting 25% into each property, I'm going to run out of money. And that's what happens to most investors, unless you use momentum investing. You see, most investors, they'll buy a property and they have to wait. They have to wait for the property value to go up and the rental income to go up as well, so they can remortgage the property, increase the borrowing and take out their initial deposit to use it on another property. Now, in a market that's booming, that's shooting up, you might be able to remortgage in a couple of years, take out your deposit, go and buy another one. But in a market as we have right now, where we're not really seeing any growth, and prices might go up, they might go down next year, who knows, we're having to wait a good number of years for the property value to go up. Now, the important thing to remember here, in the UK, generally, we see prices double on average every 7 to 9 years. That doesn't mean it happens every 7 to 9 years, that's just an average. The reason that happens is because we live on an island with a limited supply of accommodation, increasing population. That means rents go up and values go up over the long term because we have an increasing demand. So we're going to have to wait a few years, but I believe in 10, maybe 12 years, property prices will double again. So you want to get as much property as you can. Momentum investing is the way to do it. Now here's how it works. Let's say a property is worth 100,000 and we can actually buy it for 75,000. Now how on earth do we do that? Well, we work with motivated sellers, people for whom the speed of the sale is more important than the amount of money they get. So if we can buy a property for 75,000 that's worth 100, we put our deposit in, we get a mortgage which might be about, let's say, 56,000. We put in our deposit, which might be 19,000 in this case. And then what we do 6 months later or 12 months later, we refinance the property. Now remember, we can get a 75% mortgage based on the value of the property when we refinance. So if it's really worth 100, but we get to buy it for 75, we put our deposit in, we get a nice low mortgage, gives us great cash flow, then later on, 6 to 9 months later, we'll remortgage it up to the true value of 100,000. We can get 75% of that, which would be 75,000. What that means is our remortgage will be as much as we paid for the property in the first place. What that means is we get our deposit back, we can go and buy another property. So the key to this is buying from motivated sellers at a great discounted price, so we can put our money in, refinance it, recycle the deposits, so we can go and buy another property. Investing this way, with the same lump of money, you can buy 2 properties a year instead of buying 1 property and maybe waiting 5 years for it to go up in value. So you can massively build a portfolio very, very quickly.